In case any of you watching don't know, I'm from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. The capital city is a bustling metropolitan and the country is a melting pot of cultures and amazing food. And it would be a crime if I didn't make videos of Malaysian food. Punishable by law. My family would disown me. My friends would crucify me. And they'll be like, "Dude, apa ni Iqbal? Lalu pendaratan ke apa? Mentang-mentang dah duduk luar negara lama." Nasi Lemak is considered Malaysia's national dish and has several components. Essentially, it's rice cooked in coconut milk with pandan and ginger. And it usually comes with sambal, deep-fried anchovies, roasted groundnuts, cucumber, and topped with either hard-boiled or fried egg. But Nasi Lemak is also versatile, and you can eat it with fried chicken, beef rendang, sambal sotong. Heck, we even ate it with chicken nuggets and french fries back in school. But please don't eat it with chicken nuggets and french fries. We were culinary rebels in school. Hungry culinary rebels. And I'm choosing to pair my Nasi Lemak with Ayam Goreng Rempah or fried herb chicken. So first we're gonna start prepping the kitchen. The chicken, I mean. Rough chop 1 large onion, about 5 cloves of garlic, couple inches of ginger, couple inches of fresh turmeric, couple inches of galangal, and 1 thick boiled lemongrass. Add all those chopped goods into a blender, then add a tablespoon of coriander seeds, fennel seeds, and then a couple tablespoons of tamarind paste mixed with a little bit of water. Then let it rip! I have about half a kilo of boneless chicken thighs here, but you can use whatever you want. Add a tablespoon of Cili Boh, which by the way, the recipe for Cili Boh you can find on my Instagram. A tablespoon of beef curry, some white pepper. I'm crushing some here because I ran out of the powdered ones. Tablespoon of flour, a tablespoon of spice from your local doctor, and finally mix it all up. I'm wearing a glove because I don't want my nails to have turmeric stains. And if you're into chicken marinating ASMR, you've come to the right place. Now cover it up and then leave it in the fridge for at least an hour. Leaving it overnight would be best, which is what I'm doing. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow. The next morning. So I woke up nice and early on a Sunday morning to make Nasi Lemak. I'm starting off with the sambal because, well, that's gonna take the longest to make. We're gonna start off with the base of the sauce by blending 2 roughly chopped large onions. You can mix it with shallots or red onions, basically just whatever you have. And then around 2 inches of ginger and 5 cloves of garlic. Add them all into your blender, add some water, and again, let it rip. If you have some extra, you can also add a handful of these anchovies and blend it together with the mix. Make sure you wash the anchovies first. You should also slice another large onion and you'll add them towards the end of making the sambal, so just keep it aside. Next, you want to fry some anchovies. You want to fry enough anchovies so that you can add some of it into your sambal towards the end and still have enough crunchy ones to use as garnish. Once they're done, fish them out. Get it? Because it's fish. Okay, I should stop doing this. And keep it aside on a bowl over a piece of kitchen roll. In the same oil, add a few bits of sliced onions and then add the blended mixture in there. You need a lot of oil for this so that the blended mix cooks evenly. Then cook it slowly over medium-high heat. And I added a pandan leaf in there. This part is optional. Once the mixture darkens a little, add a few tablespoons of Cili Boh or chili paste. You can use as much as you want here depending on how spicy you want it or how spicy your Cili Boh is. I'm also adding some of this Paprika-veggie paste. This is commonly found in many Turkish grocers over here. And it does the job. The only problem I have with them is that even the quote-unquote spicy ones are not spicy. So that's why I'm combining my Cili Boh with this. Mix them all together and let it cook over medium heat. While the sambal is cooking, we're gonna make the foundation for this dish, which is the coconut rice. Take a little bit of chopped onions. I just took like a small handful from the sliced portion earlier, and about 3 to 4 inches of ginger. you're gonna need a lot of it. Optionally, you can also add roughly chopped lemongrass. I'm doing it here, just for pizzazz. And then you'll need around 2 pandan leaves. Adding pandan leaves is recommended, but if you can't find any, it's also completely fine. It's more for the aroma. My mom says my coconut rice is bougie anyway. Those were her exact words. Then you're gonna obviously thoroughly wash some rice. I don't need to tell you to do this, but just for the sake of the video, please, for God's sakes, just wash it and drain it twice. Just repeat that process twice. And I'm using around 3 cups of rice here. Now quickly back to the sambal. Add 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce. Careful not to add too much or else the taste is going to overpower the sambal. Add 1 teaspoon or 1 cube of chicken stock and a handful of some palm sugar. If you don't have palm sugar, you can just use brown or even regular sugar. It's perfectly fine. It won't be the same, but it does the job. Then add a little bit more water and give it a nice stir. Make sure you don't leave the sambal idle for too long throughout the cooking process. Always go back to it and stir it a little bit or else it will burn. When the sambal starts to dry up a little bit, just add a little bit of water. And you're gonna want to repeat this process about 2 times. Now to the rice. Add the chopped goods in a pot with oil and then chuck the pandan leaf in there with them. Saute them for a bit and then add your washed rice in there. Saute them together for like a minute to let the rice soak in all those flavors. Next, add your coconut milk in. This obviously depends on how much rice you have. If you have 2 cups of rice, put in about 3 cups of coconut milk. I also mixed my coconut milk with a little bit of water because the coconut milk I bought was a little too thick. Add some salt to taste, mix it all together, cover it up and let it cook over medium-high heat. This will take around 20 minutes, but make sure you always check it so that you don't burn it. You can also obviously use a rice cooker. I chose not to because my rice cooker is too small for the amount of rice I'm making. Now back to the sambal for the final steps. It should look like this after the constant stirring. To finish it off, add your sliced onions and a handful of fried crunchy anchovies. Let it cook for another minute or so and then turn off the heat. And taste it a little bit. You might need to add a little bit more salt. If it's too spicy for you, add a little bit more sugar. And before you forget, take your chicken out from the fridge because it's time to fry those bad boys. Normally we deep fry them in oil, but I'm choosing to throw them in an air fryer just to show that it works. It won't give the same results, but it's still nice. I'm setting my air fryer to 180 degrees Celsius and leaving the chicken in there for 10 minutes first. After the 10 minutes, flip it around and then let it fry for another 10 minutes. Once your rice is done, just turn off the heat and toss them around in the pot a little bit. I may have overcooked mine a little bit here or even put too much coconut milk, but it should look something like this. Finally, slice up some cucumber. I've peeled part of the skin here purely for aesthetic reasons. You can leave your chicken as it is, but I prefer to cut them up like this. Have it your way. As we say in Malay, ikut suka hati lah. And now we're gonna take it easy, okay? And we begin by grabbing a small bowl or even a measuring cup, filling it up with rice and then slapping that bad boy on our plate. Gently place your chicken and arrange your cucumbers nicely. You put a lot of care into everything up till now. Why stop here? Then give yourself a generous amount of sambal. You deserve it. Sprinkle some of that crunchy anchovies and then give that baby a little twirl. Show it off, She looks magnificent. Exquisite. And there you have it. A piece of my Malaysian heritage. A very small piece. If you're trying out this recipe for the first time, take a picture and send it to me on Instagram. Here's my Instagram handle and drop me a follow. I post updates and shorter videos more often on there. If you enjoyed the video, show it some love with a like and a sub to this channel. I would greatly appreciate that. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one.